Hey guys, thank you for clicking onto this video. Please subscribe and please press that like button, man. We want to try and see if we can, get the numbers up. Please, let's get the numbers up. Here's the thing, guys. I strongly believe Bitcoin can save Africa. Sounds crazy. Everything about Bitcoin has been sounding crazy from the get-go, But here's one thing I want to tell you. Right now, the American government is the biggest holder of Bitcoin. The German government has Bitcoin. The British government has Bitcoin. Someone even gave, I think, a Shiba Inu to the Indian government. So these big economies, all of them have Bitcoin, are holding Bitcoin, except in Africa. Even when you look up like miners, there's no one mining Bitcoin in Africa. There's no one mining, very few, maybe Nigeria, South Africa, here and there. No one is mining this thing. All right? So why do I believe Bitcoin can save Africa? I want you to look at it this way. Most African currencies are useless. Some of these things lose like 90% every year, which basically means the people get poorer and poorer and poorer. Most countries in Africa are using the US dollar because, like I said, the enemy within are governments in most of these countries. They have no knowledge of how to succeed, their countries to succeed. They don't have that. So what you're going to find is most of the currencies in Africa don't even work. They're useless. You put money in there, by the time 2 years time, this thing is useless, pretty much. That's the number one reason. Secondly, Bitcoin from between now and the next 4 years of the Trump presidency, it might go up 5 times. Before he became president, it was about $75,000. It was $70,000. The moment it started to get closer to election day, it started going up, it was $75,000. Now it's over $80,000 and ticking. Basically, what that means is, if we have serious governments, most governments in Africa have 2 million, 32 million, 50 million sitting there. Take that money, put it in crypto. Right now, take it and put it in crypto. And in the next 3 years, we're going to have a lot more money. There's some coins, some of these, not the meme coins, but the old coins, that are about to go up 100 times in the next 5 years. And it's up to them to develop a team of crypto youngsters who are already into crypto and find ways of how they can turn the 32 million into a billion. And someone is going to say, oh, we can't do that. I tell you what. There's a company in South Africa called Process. It's run by white people, of course. This company invested 32 million in Tencent in 2006. By 2018, before COVID, that 32 million had become over $200 billion. $200 billion. That's more money in the bank than even the South African government has. That's more money from $32 million. This is the power of investing. But most of these guys, the enemy within, African presidents, are not there to take care of their people. Imagine if a country like Ghana took $32 million. I'm just saying, I have nothing against Ghana. I'm just saying, it could be any country in Africa, Zambia, Kenya, whatever. Took $32 million. Most of these countries, that's the crazy part. Most of these countries actually have relationship with China already. The problem is because of the enemy within, who are these presidents. They're not looking at helping out the people. They are looking at helping themselves. Because if they were not the enemy, someone could have come up with these ideas, because I know there's a lot of highly knowledgeable people. I'm very careful with the use of my word there. I'm not saying highly educated people. I'm saying highly knowledgeable people. There's a difference. There's a lot of these people in these countries. If they took that $32 million, instead of just going to China and acting stupid and dumb, some of the stupid things people do is they load up. If they're going to China, listen to this. If they're going to China, they load their planes, their passengers up, their planes with all these family members, and the moment the plane lands in China, they tell them to take off. Run. Now, if someone is doing that, first of all, it means they're retarded. Secondly, it means the country shouldn't be in government. So we got retarded people running countries. We got the enemies running countries. And this is why this continent is not developing. Because if they were actually, the first thing I would do is what are the business opportunities? When you go to China or you go to any country, you just don't look at bringing investors to your country. That shouldn't be the only goal. The other goal is, what are some of these things that we can also bring to this country and make money? There's something the president of China said when he visited the USA a couple of years ago. He said, one country's development can make another country develop. And what he meant by that is, let's say China is developing. Another country can couple itself to China and they develop together. And this is what I mean by that. So we can have the Chinese or whoever come to Africa to dig up minerals. But the money we make from those minerals, we can also invest in Chinese companies. And again, like Process did, if an African country invested $32 million in Tencent, when we knew the Chinese economy was booming, Chinese companies were growing. If we had a team of investors within every African government who are not the enemy, that is, who want to really develop those countries, they could have invested in 5 million, whatever. Let's say a country like Ghana invested $32 million. And today they have $200 billion, getting about $10 to $15 billion in dividends. How do you think that country will be doing right now? Because then the roads, just from dividends, they can build roads, they can build hospitals, they can make education free for everybody. And they can pay extremely well for teachers. That way, you attract some of the smartest people from around the world to come and teach your kids. And guess what? From that, whether it's at local schools or universities, and then what happens from that? What happens from that is now you start connecting universities to real life things. So let's say lithium. Companies are mining. Lithium is a big thing now. One university should just be about mining. Whether the students, what they're learning, they're going into the field and doing it. And from that, we start developing locally made companies. From that, we start building batteries. We start doing technological things to help us even dig out what's in our ground. Guys, I'm telling you, it's not hard to develop. The problem is we have presidents who are the real enemy of the people. So right now, that's the power of investing. Right now, if any country took some of the money they have right now and developed a team of youngsters, I know there's youngsters, they already know about this, and allow them for the next 4 years, as long as Trump is president, or even the next 2 years, just changing $32 million into $300 million is possible. And then you take that and we invest it in roads. That's it. Instead of just going to the IMF. Oh, the IMF this. It's ridiculous. I know we probably need billions of dollars. I get it. But if we can even take $1 billion and turn it into $6 billion, which is possible again, because if it wasn't possible, Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy wouldn't be investing $40 billion in the next 40 days into Bitcoin. $40 billion. Some African countries are not even worth $40 billion. So that tells you there's something there. This man has raised $40 billion and investing $1 billion into Bitcoin every day for the next 40 days. And you guys are saying, oh, it's this, it's that. Because if I was a president right now, I would be calling people around, say, how do we make money from this? To help at least, let's make some money from this that we can use to build roads. Let's make some money from this that we can use to put up an hydroelectric station. Let's make some money from this that we can use to put up hospitals. Let's make some money from this that we can use to pay, at least increase the salaries of our workers for the next 10 years. So we can attract some of the best workers in the world. But hey, the enemy within doesn't have time for that. They have time to sleep with 400 women, like the guy in Guinea. That's what they have time for. Nothing else. They're not thinking. They're not even allowed to think. Because they don't want to. All they want to do is get free money and tell you guys to go and pray. That's it. That's what these people want. They are the real enemy within. And if we can be smart enough and use crypto, because I tell you what, Crypto is not going anywhere. Everyone is going to get into it. If it's good for America, if it's good for Germany, it's good for Africa. And you guys need to wake up to it. And I'm going to encourage every African able-minded person to get into crypto. Try. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Goodbye.